Okay, this is arithmetic sequences, and that's our learning goal. Okay, the standard. Use mathematically applicable situations, algebraically and graphically, to build and interpret arithmetic sequences as functions whose domain is a subset of integers. Arithmetic sequence formulas. This is our recursive formula. A sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus d. Meaning that if I want to find the fifth term, n being the fifth term, then I look at the fourth term and add the common difference. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So for recursive, you have to have the term before it to be able to answer. Explicit finds any term in the sequence. A sub n equals a sub 1, which is the first term of the sequence, plus d, which is what you're adding or subtracting, times n minus 1, and of course n being the term number. So if I wanted to find the fifth term, I would plug 5 in here, the first term here, and the common difference there. And I'm going to model that. That's coming. Okay, I wrote our learning goal earlier. I'm just going to go on past that. Okay, this is what you need to find an arithmetic to create a formula for arithmetic sequence. You need the first term, which is A1. You need to find the common difference, and that's what you're adding or subtracting. That is your D. And then it says you're going to find the term number that you're trying to find. This is usually in the question and not in the sequence. It's a sub n. So whatever term number I'm looking for. If I'm looking for the 10th term, it would be a sub 10. Okay, a recursive formula, of course I went over that earlier. A recursive formula finds the next term in the sequence. An explicit formula can find any term in the sequence. Okay, now I want to work on this one. This is an example. What is the first term of this sequence? And I did not write that down earlier, but we'll do it now. The first term is 7. Remember, that's my a sub 1. That's equal to a sub 1. What is the common difference? I'm adding 3 each time. So if I write the recursive formula, remember the recursive formula is a sub n equals a sub n minus 1, and then you add the d. So all I have to do to write the recursive formula here is just pop it down and say a sub n equals a sub n minus 1, and then add the 3 to it. It's that simple. That's all the formula is. Write the explicit formula. All I need to do here is plug in my A1 and my D. This is the formula that the state is going to give you on the formula sheet, and you're just going to say a sub n. You're going to put 7 in for a sub 1 because that's what it is. It's the first term, plus d is what I'm adding to each term, parentheses n minus 1. And that's the form. That's it. That's the answer. Okay. Well, again, here's another one doing the same thing. What is the first term in the sequence? Well, it's 30. That's your a sub 1, remember. My common difference, this time I'm subtracting 5 each time. Then to plug it into my recursive formula, I literally take the formula a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus d, and I just, instead of putting plus negative 5, which we don't do anymore since we're out of middle school, we write a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 minus 5. And then write the explicit formula, a sub n equals a sub 1 plus d to the times n minus 1, and you just plug in the stuff you need. So a1 is 30, my d is negative 5 times n minus 1, and that's the formula. That's it. Okay. Now, if I have instead of a series of numbers, if I have a series of pictures like this, I just count how many shapes are in each one. So this is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This is term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5. And then to write the explicit formula, a sub n equals a sub n minus 1, and I'm adding 2 each time, plus 2. To do my explicit formula, a sub n equals, my first term is 1 plus 2 times n minus 1. Now, this one says, what if I have an explicit formula and I need to write the recursive formula? Well, if you have an explicit formula and you want to write the recursive formula, all you have to do is write a few terms out. So we're just going to list the terms. If I put in 1 for term number 1, and that should be an N. I'm sorry that it's not. It's just a typo. Us algebra teachers get used to typing X. But if I put in 1 here, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2. That's my first term. So that's 5. And then if I do my second term, 3 times 2 plus 2 is 8. And you see from there, you can see the formula. We're adding 3. Plus this is what we're going to be adding every time. That's our slope, and it's what we add. So 5, 8, 11, 14. So if I want to write the recursive formula, it's simple. It's a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus 3. That's it. Now, I added a little something down here. Let's say I wanted to find the 50th term. And all I did was just put into the original formula, a sub n equals 3n plus 2, and I just plugged 50 in. That's 152. So you just take your explicit formula and plug in. I hope this helps.